An awakening effectively opens our portal of entry and exit to other dimensions, to the possibility that we are indeed not this body. When we know that we are not this body, we will be more inclined towards believing that energy can indeed fix matter. So if we want to change anything in our manifest reality, that we can tap into the field of consciousness, we can tap into the field of possibilities in order for us to bend reality. What keeps stuck is when we identify with I am just the body, right, in our unconscious self. So although consciously you're aware of this, consciously you know you're not just the body, you're on a spiritual path, right? So although you may have already experienced a spiritual awakening, and what that means is that a new paradigm of consciousness has been set, and that the body now needs to rise to that, which means our body consciousness needs to rise to that. So in, if you like, your old body needs to switch to a new body. The old body intelligence is upgrading itself to a new body intelligence, because we will still remain embodied, except we will now embody more of our light, more of the wisdom that we carry inside of us, right? And there will be more power towards what we can explore than to the fear that we have. So we'll become more expanding than contracting in the way that we project our reality. So what happens that you know all of this, you're already spiritually awake, but what keeps us locked is that whatever is known to you consciously has not yet become an unconscious reality inside of our subconscious, where everything starts from there. Everything that we are gets imprinted on that, and then it starts from there. Ideally, we would like to get to a place where whatever is happening on the gross reality does not create an impression and therefore stops karma. It stops the imprint. When it stops the imprint, it stops the conditioning, it stops the pattern, and that's when you realize your godhood, or rather you realize that I am, that's it, nothing beyond I am. But before we get to that stage, we want to erase all the conditioning, all the patterns. We want to make known to what is unconscious in us, so the unconscious beliefs, we want to switch those to becoming what we know as our conscious reality. Okay, so whatever knowledge that we have gathered, whatever wisdom that we are now realizing within ourselves, becomes something that is ingrained, innate, and unconscious inside of us. Yeah, so we're now walking back the other way. Before, we're creating our reality from subconscious to conscious. Now we're going that we're consciously trying to create our reality by reprogramming our unconscious, our subconscious, which is what sabotages. And there are various ways in us for us to tap into that. So what a spiritual awakening does, all that purging that happens, all that extrasensory perception that happens, is that we tap into our subconscious. So you might find that you're dreaming in a particular way, and in these dreams you might see all sorts of things. You might wake up and you're tired. Rather than feeling refreshed, you're feeling very tired, because during your sleep you've been actively purging your subconscious. This is a process. It is a process. It will take some time. But the good news is that we don't live in linear time, right? We are constantly existing. So it's not that it's going to take us time, right? But we will be able to tap into the field of consciousness through which we're going to fetch what we want to make as our manifest reality when our perception changes. And our perception will change when our feelings are created to match that which we want to manifest in that field of consciousness, and our feelings will change when we truly believe that there is this open field that we can access, and by removing old paradigms of consciousness. And that is what a profound awakening, profound experience can do. The tools you can use in order for you to reprogram your subconscious are so many. We live in unprecedented times when we have so many. One that I would recommend is the Shambhavi Mudra. Try to get yourself into a state of alpha waves, into a state of theta. So if you've got healers around you or anyone that you can go to that's going to be able to induce this state, go. Or you do it yourself at home. You lie flat, you look up at the ceiling, you try to close your eyes at 20%. While your eyes are closed, you can count backwards. You can use the Silva method, right? Or you can simply do what I do when I want to get myself into those modes, is I've always allowed myself to feel everything, right? To feel everything and let it work its way. Never resist anything that's coming up. You let it reach its course, play out its course. And every day without fail, find a spot in which you can be silent, in which you can be in your stillness. You can attain that still point even when you're doing things, yeah? But the simplest way, if you're getting started with this, is to consciously find a place where you can silent yourself, watch yourself, observe yourself, but do it without doing anything. I have a video that I have just uploaded onto YouTube that you might want to have a look at. The handle is at the Crap Cutting Yogi. And you simply be. And by simply being, you just sit. Find a comfortable spot and simply sit. Do nothing and sit. All in all, this might help you in reprogramming your subconscious so that whatever you have now come to know can actually become your manifest reality by us reprogramming the unknown within us, the subconscious within us, what we are unconscious of, by becoming conscious of it first of all through meditating. And meditation is not an act of doing. Meditation is simply being in that state of actively listening by you doing nothing. Lots of love as always. Thank you for supporting the cause. Take care.